If you find yourself lucky enough to join the team at Investor Group Services, you'll immediately discover that IGS is not your typical cookie-cutter strategy consulting firm. At IGS, you will regularly interact with senior-level management and clients and take ownership of client relationships early on in your tenure. In addition, top performers can increase their earnings through the firm's uncapped performance-based compensation model and be put on the fast track to a management role. Sound too good to be true? You can learn about open roles and apply today by clicking the link in the show notes or visiting igsboston.com.
Hi, my name's Edward, and I'm going to be pursuing a career in consulting upon graduation. As an intern for Management Consulted, I would love it if you were able to fill out a quick survey linked in the show note description. This is going to help Strategy Simplified improve and become far more tailored to you, the individual, looking for a career in consulting. Thank you.
Our guest today is Ya Lee, a PhD student at Mayo Clinic. Ya participated in our last Strategy Sprint project in January. Strategy Sprint is a hands-on consulting project where you get to work with a real client on one of their active business problems. Ya was part of a team that worked on a week-long project for a company, which we'll talk about with some more detail in a few minutes. So Ya, thank you for being with us today. I'm excited to welcome you to the podcast and interested to learn more about your experience with Strategy Sprint. Well, can you start us off with an overview of your background? Tell us a little bit about the stops on your journey that have led you to where you are today.
Okay, so I studied biology during my undergrad study, and then I feel like I'm more interested in maybe finding a job in industry, so that's why I joined the master's program. And during my master's study, I joined the lab and learned more about the drug discovery and figure out that I want to work more on this and study more on this topic. So that's why I applied for a PhD degrees. During that period, I know that people can work as consultants in those consulting firms, and they can work on different projects. And I feel like it's really interesting because I personally prefer shorter projects rather than the long-term academic projects, and that's why I joined this program to learn more about the what consulting projects look like.
Well, that's amazing. You have quite an educational background, don't you? You have such a wide variety. I love it how just one step led to another and you found your way to something that you really love.
Yeah.
Well, so you were a consultant in our January 2023 Strategy Sprint. What is the business problem that your team was asked to solve?
So our client is a Spanish language training company, and they need a market entry strategy, including the customer segmentation for them to successfully enter the U.S. market in 2023. So they need the help from us to develop the strategies and some insights in the customer segmentation.
Okay. So walk us through the project week. What was your role on the team?
So I worked in the part of our marketing and a market and competitors landscapes. And so what we did in that week is that we first of all, we have a kickoff meeting with the clients to learn more about his company and the projects, and then we are assigned with different parts so that we can work on that specific parts during the week. And we have daily meetings with the group members as well as our mentors, and we also have the one-on-one meeting with our mentors to improve our work in the our own parts. And then we have our final presentation to the clients. And also, before we present our conclusion to the clients, the leader. She worked as a partner in the consulting firms to review our process to see whether there is anything wrong and how to improve some specific parts. So yeah, that's basically what we did in that week.
Okay, that's great. So tell me a little bit more about your daily mentorship from the MBB consultant. How impactful was that? Was it helpful to your project? Did it help you find a clear direction for your research?
Yes, so my mentor, Ben, helps me a lot in how to search appropriate data we need for market and competitive landscape. Because initially I didn't know that what kinds of data we needed and what parts should we include in those market landscape. And I searched for tons of data, and maybe most of them are useless. But my mentor Ben helps me to narrow my range of searching, and he also makes me better understand the goal of that part. So it's really helpful. And other than that, I also asked him some questions about his experience in McKinsey, which gives me more insights in the consulting firms, especially those large, those top firms look like and what kinds of candidates they need. Yeah, so I think it's really helpful to have those daily meetings with the ex-MBB mentor.
Yeah, and I really like that it wasn't just about your project. You were able to expand your questions and your relationship a little bit more to talk about consulting and that area as well.
Yeah, that's true. He answered a lot of questions that I might have for my career path, so it's really helpful to work with them.
Good. Tell me, what was it like to interact with your team?
Yeah, so like I said, we had daily group meetings in the morning to check everybody's progress, and we discussed the issues we met during the day. And then we also communicate with each other through Slack, because sometimes we need information or ideas from other parts of the project. For example, for the customer pricing strategy, they might need some information from the market and competitor landscape. So the group member in charge of that part will ask me for those information.
Okay, nice. How involved was the client that you worked with?
I think they are well involved in this project because we have kickoff meetings in the beginning, and then we present our conclusion to them. And other than that, we also emailed him through the project whenever we have a list of questions and we are not clear about the answers and about his expectations. So I think the client was well involved in this project.
Oh, that's great. It really makes things easier, doesn't it, when you can ask questions and get answers?
Yeah, that's true. And our clients are pretty nice.
Oh, good. That's awesome. So jumping back a little bit, so before the strategy sprint started, you received consulting skills training, and then you applied that in a virtual case competition. Tell me how that training and case competition helped you during the project week.
So during the training process, we learned how to make a deck, how to visualize the data and thoughts better in the deck and formatting the deck. And we also learned how to present, for example, how to lead the clients to focus on different parts of the specific page on the of the deck. So we have an initial idea how we should work on the projects, and then we practice it during the competition, which is really helpful. And our group won that competition. So basically we know that which part we did better, and we know where to improve. And so I think it's really nice to have those process. And it helps a lot for us to work on the real projects with the clients.
Yeah, exactly. You've had a chance to meet your teammates. You've done a dry run through a case and solving a problem. So I can imagine that was really helpful for the strategy sprint week.
Yeah, that's true.
Join the next strategy sprint to build consulting skills, add killer experience to your resume, and prepare for life on the job. Oh, and by the way, it looks great on a resume. Our team will even help you add the experience to your CV. Plus, you'll be issued a certificate of completion at the end of the program. So, apply today. Click the link in this episode's show notes to fill out the 2-minute application. There are limited spots remaining, so don't miss out.
So at the end of Project Week, you presented your team findings to the client and your recommendations. Tell us about the recommendations you made and what the projected impact was.
So due to the client's small scale companies, they need to have more focus to grow and go after channels that are affordable and allow them to showcase their differentiation. And because they are supporting the students from minority group and and also we recommend that they highlight their social impact focus and customer lessons, and focus on young travelers and college students in Utah and Colorado, in specific states. And we also give them some ideas which channels should they target, and should they use more traditional channels or online channels. And we also recommend standardized and transparent pricing that it's competitive for them. So I think they might have a better idea what they need to do to enter the U.S. market in 2023. So the plan, I think it's pretty clear.
I can imagine what an impact that would make for the client who didn't really have an idea of how to go about bringing his business to the United States. So that had to have made a big difference for him.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, yeah. Tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from the project?
I got I learned soft skills and also hard skills. And for the soft skill, I know how to present my thoughts to the others, and it also improves my ability of critical thinking, because through making the deck, we need to consider the logic behind it and how they are connected with each other so that it can lead to our conclusions. So I think it's really helpful. And for the hard skills, I know more about a business project because I have less background in the business. So I think it's really helpful.
That's really great. Tell me, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about applying to be part of the strategy sprint?
So I would say that if you were considering consulting firms but have no idea what do they do in the projects, and this project will give you a better idea on how consulting look like in reality, because we have the experience with real clients. And if you don't, you cannot do an internship before applying to jobs at consulting firms, you can add this experience on your resume to make it look better. So I think it's good to have a try.
Yeah, yes. So did this project help solidify your desire to become a consultant?
Yes, because through the project, I know more about the consulting projects, and I also enjoyed the process because I really enjoy the teamwork. And I think I will apply after I graduated.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so happy to hear that. Well, let's transition to some personal questions. We like to end our podcast with so we can get to know you a little bit more. So tell me, what is one place on your travel bucket list that you would like to go?
I would like to go to San Diego to visit my friend and her cat. And probably I'm gonna bring my cat to San Diego too, just because our cats are good buddies before.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It's a cat bucket list as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Very fun. Well, our last question is, what is something that you're reading or watching or listening to that's inspiring you right now?
I'm watching a Chinese TV show which is called the Informal Talks, and in each episode, like they invited people from different countries and with different jobs to talk about an interesting topic, and maybe like some topics like, is it good to be a highly sensitive person that it's more aware of the social stimuli, and also like what are the pros and cons living in their own countries. And so this helps me learn a lot about like different cultures, and helps me think more about like to think about more sides of a single topic. So I think it's really good to improve the critical thinking, I guess. And also it's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, that sounds really great. Is it in Chinese?
Yes. Those people are all speaking Chinese, but I think they have some like translations.
Okay. I was going to say, I would love the name of that so I could listen to it, but it wouldn't be helpful if it was in Chinese.
Yeah, I really recommend it.
Well, that is all the questions we have. And thank you so much, Ya, for sharing your story. I know it's going to help a lot of people know the benefit that you got from Strategy Sprint.
Yeah, and thank you for like having this program for me to learn about consulting, and thank you for your invitation to the podcast.
Thanks for listening to the podcast today. If this conversation about Strategy Sprint piqued your interest, check out the show notes for a link to more information. If you enjoyed Strategy Simplified, make sure to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We'll see you next time.